Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Coffee with Chase. I'm your host, Chase. I have a great episode planned for you guys today, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. What I'd like to talk to you guys about today is workplace depression. Now, let's go to Google and type in what workplace depression means. Now, there always can be many different forms of workplace depression and meanings, but when you punch into Google workplace depression, you don't get an exact definition. And that's because it can mean a lot of different things to everybody. Workplace depression has many different forms and meanings. Now, I didn't want to give you guys only my meaning of workplace depression. So I took a brief survey, but I questioned my friends and I asked them, what does workplace depression mean to you? And I got many different meanings, many different answers. I got even a long answer, many different paragraphs, because, workplace depression affects everybody in many different shapes, forms, sizes even. And, it's tough to talk about, but what it means to me is waking up every morning being fearful of what the day has in store. Knowing that even though you may try your best, it may not be enough. Causing it to minimize your work ethic and deplete your interactions with others. Now let that sit for just a second. And what does workplace depression mean to you guys? Now, I feel like I touched basically on what everything is. It's a very brief statement, brief paragraph. But, I don't know if, people feel that same exact way, but that's my feeling almost every day. But I mean, I have a nice job, a good job where I'm finally happy going to a job that I enjoy. And let me just say that again. Going to a job you actually enjoy. When you go to a job you actually enjoy, it's very rewarding because you know exactly what you're doing. You know who you're helping, what you're doing. You're knowing this can help a lot of other people. And sometimes you just enjoy the people you work with, and that makes up for the job. Like that, enjoying the people that you work with can help a bunch, because sometimes that can make the job bearable. If you know what I mean. And it's nice to finally be able to go to a job you enjoy, because for the longest time I did not. It was very tough, waking up every day dreading, being fearful, of what the day has in store. Not wanting to wake up, not wanting to get dressed, and just not ready to deal with anything or anybody. But like I said before, I took a quick, I questioned my friends, just, see how they felt, and see how, see how workplace depression means to everybody else. See how different answers may vary. So I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of, what the answers were. Answer number 1, burnout. Burnout is very, very real. I can't stress that enough. It's very real. Burnout can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. But burnout to me is when, you've given everything your all, day in, day out, going to work, stressing about the job, putting forth your greatest effort, and still it's not enough. There's still work that has to be done, and you're far behind, but yet you can't seem to find an end to what you're doing. I think that's very real, very, very real for everybody. I mean, what does burnout mean to you guys? If you can, leave it in the comments, because I'd like to hear what everybody has to say about this topic, because I know this is very real, and I want you guys just to be able to release it, get it off your chest, and see, just help others and see what it means. Second answer, playing things off. Now, I know playing things off is very, very, like, I don't know, it has meaning to it, but playing things off is, what this person said to me was, it means that when you're talking to your coworkers, talking to family or friends, wait a second. What it means is, when people are asking you, how's work going? How are you feeling? And you give them that answer of, work's fine. When in reality, that's not the truth. Now, it may be, work may be tough. You may be waking up, working at 9 to 5:30, like me, but waking up every day, realizing you have to go to work, and thinking, shit, this again? But sometimes your job can be worth it, and it's tough, trust me. When you wake up every day and you go to a job you don't like, with people you may or may not like, but I mean, it's nice. The third answer I received was, it's hard to enjoy the good things that happen. Let that sink in for a little bit too. Enjoying the good things, that is very truthful, because when good things happen, when you finish a task, or you finish a project you've been working on for the longest time, when you're suffering from workplace depression, it's hard to feel fulfilled, accomplished, and an overall happy feeling because you have something done. But when you have workplace depression, you realize you just play it in your head. There's more stuff that has to be done, so this is just a small thing. But sometimes you have to enjoy those good things that happen. You have to think to yourself, yeah, I did that project, I finished that paper, I worked on that article, I took that photograph. Like, you're doing a good fucking job. Realize that. And the last of the thoughts are complete loss of direction. That's one of the harder statements that I had to read and think about, because I feel like everybody suffers from this. When you have a complete loss of direction, you don't know where you're going or what are you doing. Sometimes it's better to have, it written down on paper, and realizing, this is what I have to do for today. This is what is on task. Dealing with that, you're able to, cross things off, being like, okay, yes, I finished that, I finished this, But feeling lost in your job, it's difficult because you're stuck with the question, do I leave my job and go find another one? Do I run the risk of, having workplace depression when I go to my next job? But you really end up questioning yourself, questioning your thoughts, and, feeling loss of direction is tough, trust me. We've all been there, but, we all make it through it at the end of the day. We all, figure out what's best. We do what's tough. We get through it. We accomplish anything. You accomplish, the listener right now, I'm talking to you. You accomplish everything you can. You can do everything you can, everything you set your mind to. Trust me. It's worth it at the end of the day. And I know you can do it. But to me, the hardest part of dealing with workplace depression is not being able to communicate with coworkers. And, I know it's not a very solidified statement. It doesn't have a direct answer, if that makes sense. But, when you're at work and you want to communicate with others how you're feeling, it's tough. Because you feel as if it'll go on deaf ears. It'll go, in one ear, out the other. And, you feel like you're going to be judged. But, when you communicate with, coworkers, you do say, oh, this job sucks. Or, oh, this is tough. Oh, today was difficult. But, the best form of release is essentially when you're able to talk about it outside of work, because that way you feel free of judgment. You're not thinking about, oh, will this person tell, HR, or will this person tell, our manager or our GM. It's tough. But I want to tell you guys a story about, the place where I work. I work with teenagers. Kids that are still in high school, juniors and seniors. And for me, when I was in high school, I was never the most popular kid. I didn't have the most friends. And so it's still difficult for me to open up to, air quotes here, but popular people or cool kids. And so, working with these teenagers, I'm still struggling with opening up, communicating, everything that I struggled with in high school, basically. And, it's difficult because the fact that I'm still trying to find acceptance through, teenagers is hard. Like, I don't even understand it sometimes, but, I hope you guys can make sense of that, because I can't. Because I don't know why. Maybe it's just, the way my brain is. The fact that, I struggled with this in the past. And so, I'm always trying to find acceptance through others, and I know that's not the healthiest thing at all, because you have to find acceptance through yourself. You have to realize that, what you do and what you do to make yourself happy is all that matters. You shouldn't find, acceptance and, just everything from others, because you and yourself is the only thing that matters at the end of the day. And, I'm opening to these people. I'm opening up to these people. But still, it's very difficult for me because I don't know what to say. Because it's... I'm sorry, I'm kind of blanking here, but, just trying to find acceptance through people that are not half my age, but, 10 years younger than me, or 8 years younger than me. I'm like, what are you doing? But I think that's just my mindset or my state of mind, because I never got that chance to fully live, make friends in high school. So maybe that's why I'm doing it now. Question mark. If that makes sense, because that's what I was trying to that's what I was trying to get at. But no, I am opening up to them, but just trying to find acceptance through them is hard, because we don't relate to a lot of stuff, and so I don't know what to talk to them about. They talk about TikTok. I don't know. I know what TikTok is, but I don't have TikTok. And they're busting out all these dance moves. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What are you guys doing? Are you guys okay? But anyways, they asked me the other day, if you had to give us some form of advice, what would it be? And without hesitation, I blurted out the first thing that came to mind. Just don't fucking care. Word for word what I said. Now, I learned that when, after the fact, when I graduated high school, when I graduated college, just don't care what other people think. You are you. You are what makes you happy. And at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And now, I'd like to take you over to a very, very special place. A very special segment I would like to call the Bills Backer Corner. And welcome back to the Bills Backer Corner. Now, this is the Week 5 segment of the Bills Backer Corner. And what did I tell you guys? If you haven't already listened to last week's segment, the Bills trounced Las Vegas 30-23. And as I was writing down my notes, I still put Oakland. It's still not going to be the same, but Las Vegas, and it doesn't matter. The Bills beat them, so that means we're now 4-0 on the season. Josh Allen threw for 288 yards and 2 touchdowns. And if you listened to last week's segment, I told you Josh Allen was going to go for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. So the only difference was 12 yards. I was off by 12 yards. Mind blown. But anyways, on to the Week 5 segment. The Bills are playing the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. Now, this game has been in question every single day. And that's because the news coming out of Tennessee is they had multiple people test positive for COVID-19. Many different players and also staff. And even the NFL laid down their boot and said, no, facilities are closed in Tennessee. No interaction. Players can't get together. Zoom meetings only. But yet, what did they do? They still got together at a high school football field and practiced. Now, you may think, why is that such a big deal? It's because they still had multiple positive tests afterwards. But anyway, I have many different thoughts on this game. Because last season, right around this time, the Bills were scheduled to play Tennessee. And, people from Buffalo may remember this game because it was all over the news. Bills Mafia invades Tennessee. Music City turned Bills Mafia. So the Bills Mafia was in droves in Tennessee. But as many people know, fans aren't allowed in the stands this season because of COVID. But I still think that doesn't matter this week. The game finally has a date, has a start time. Thank the Lord, because Buffalo needs Bills football. This week's game is scheduled Tuesday, October 13th, with the start time of 7 p.m. A Tuesday game, that doesn't make sense, but it's what the NFL decided. I just think maybe we need to add a week 18 and just put games there that have to be rescheduled. But anyways, let's get into the prediction. My prediction this week is the Bills go 5-0. The Bills beat Tennessee and throw up another 30-piece. They beat Tennessee 30-21. I feel like Tennessee is going to rely heavily on Derrick Henry, their running back, who is an absolute monster. And I feel like maybe Ryan Tannehill will play a factor, but that's if they play. They probably will. I don't know yet. No one ever knows. But the Bills are going to win again. We're going to remain undefeated. And once again, like I said last week, the Bills are going to the Super Bowl, baby. Thank you, everyone, for joining me for this very special episode of Coffee with Chase. Now, I know this episode is longer than usual, so I hope you guys don't mind that. But this was a topic that was very, very heavy on my heart, very heavy on my mind. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the lighthearted Week 5 segment of the Bills Backer Corner. But, thank you guys anyways for, joining me, listening. Thank you to my friends that I surveyed with this question. But anyways, if you're suffering from workplace depression, take some time to yourself. Find the little things that you enjoy. Try to calm yourself down. Maybe even splash water on your face when you take a bathroom break or a lunch break. But try and find the small things. Trying to find the joy with small things. You know, you can do this. I know you can do this. Don't lose hope. But anyways, guys, thank you again for joining me. And just remember, the coffee is always on, and new friends are always welcomed. I love you guys. Take it easy, and we'll see you next week.